Am I live yet? Am I live? You're live! Still alive and well. Do-do-do. Still alive and well. Do-do-do. Okay, I don't want anybody from any Johnny Winter fans to sue me. Hello, everybody. I think I'm live. That's the general plan anyway. And it looks like I have some notes already. People have been saying hello the last little while. I've just not been in front of the computer, so I've been ignoring them. But it looks like I'm going okay now. So where are we starting here? So I am in New Brunswick at my cabin. This is the cabin. It's kind of dark in here. Here, let me just do a little tour here. Let's go this way. And you can see the cabin is in complete shambles back there. I've been doing a lot of ripping things out. And here is the deck I was doing. It's still standing. That's good. And I don't think you're going to see much of a view because the sun's going down there. So it's kind of blotted everything out. And you might be able to see. Let's go that way. There's a little hummingbird feeder right there. Right in front of the sun. Anyway, so any rules? Of course, there's always rules. This is my second live video. My first one was out of Florida in January, I think it was. I just went live. I didn't tell anybody about it. So this time I'm at least giving some people a little warning, like whatever, 3 hours. So if you wanted to join in and say hello, you could. There is a 60-second delay on your comments. So if you don't see it right away, then that's why. This is not a fundraiser. It's just to say hello and show my appreciation to my viewers. And, as usual, no hate, no politics and all that garbage. Eliminate it from your brain and your life completely and just enjoy things. Okay, so let me see what I've got here for comments here. There's Steve Shaw. Hi, Steve. And Sabri Belong. Hello from Southern California. Tumblebug. There's Dottie Slim, my favorite YouTuber. Well, thank you, Dottie. Okay, let's just see. Do we have any questions? And we'll just get right to it. From New Zealand, Fletchwing from New Zealand. All right. I don't know what the time is in New Zealand. I hope you're not staying up late. Love the cabin from Loran. Thanks, Loran. Let's just see. I just happened on this upcoming out of the blue. Apparently missed the memo. Well, I'm here now, so go for it. Okay. Question. Here we go. We got a question from Not Here. Question. Might have asked way back, any plans for a boat bigger than a kayak? No. You can't see it, but down there is on high tide, I can get a kayak in. On low tide, it's mud. And if you don't know it, in the Maritimes in Canada, the highest tides in the world are here. Don't quote me on the highest. I know it's over 50 feet. I don't know. It's not that bad here, but it is still pretty high. So no, you can't have like a boat to go out unless you have a dock. And to have a dock, you have to have a floating dock. Not going to happen. And I don't like engines on the water anyway. I like a kayak because it's propelled by me. So, I'm not burning any gas or anything to get out there and making noise. I don't like noise. Okay. Hello from Stormy, Georgia, from John Patillo. Hopefully I said that right. Okay, I got lots of comments. Let's just see if we got any questions. Sorry I missed you. You came within 8 miles of my place and you returned to Canada. Not sure where Greg was, but sorry, I was close, but I guess no cigar. Okay, I think I'm going to have to scroll to the bottom here. Wow, okay, there's lots of comments here. Can you throw, okay, Dan Man X2 asks, can you throw a birthday shout out to my son, Hunter? Hunter, happy birthday. Hope you have many, many more happy birthdays and just enjoy life and love and be cool. All right, how's that? What's the next part in the build? That is a good question. I have been building. It's the deck was a lot of work. Let's face it, the deck was a lot of work. Did it all myself, and I enjoyed the challenge. There's a multitude of things I would do differently if I did it again, but I am happy with it. What is the next thing? Well, I don't know if you can see the roof here. I'm just going to tip her up and hopefully everything's not going to fall over. I've been taking some stuff out of the roof. I took the part of the ceiling out. I wanted to see what was behind there. I'm working on the rooms and the side. It's not sexy stuff. That's the problem with it. It's just, me taking out a nail like 150 times is not fun. And so that's not going to be the stuff that's on video. I will have updates, but I'm not really sure what the next video is going to be. One thing I do want to mention is that I'm not going to be doing 3 months of just videos on the cabin. That would be boring for me, let alone you guys. So I'm going to mix it up. I do have some plans for camping. And actually, I'm hoping after I do this live video, that frees up my time so I can actually go out and do some camping this week. Okay, I'm going to just scroll to the bottom here because these are going real quick. If I miss your comments, and I had this problem in the past, I get so many comments that I can't keep up with them. And I keep talking. When I'm talking, I'm not looking at the comments. So I'm going to try to keep my answers brief so I can answer more of them. But I apologize. I'm not going to get, I'll probably get like to like 100th of the comments. Favorite place. Oh, they're scrolling down again. Okay. JJY says, favorite place you visited when you came to the States? Okay. The places I liked the best that were natural areas. I did like the beaches of Louisiana and the fact that it was free camping. I did like the mountains of West Virginia because they just seemed so unexplored. It was like new territory. And although I avoided like all major cities, there is one, what I'd call a town. It's really a city that I really loved, and it was called Bristol, Tennessee. It was just such a cool little town. There were others, but there's 3 to give you some names anyway. Let's see. Hello from Ventura, California, from Twisted Trails. Okay, don't forget collar ties in the ceiling to hold the walls in place. Good idea. TNX Jesus. I think that would probably be either Tanks Jesus or Thanks Jesus. I don't know. Slim, what are the odds of you doing a video rating all the journeys from your least to your favorite? I wouldn't say, okay, I know what you're saying. I guess if I really have no new ideas, hopefully I will. But it's like when I find something is my favorite and I really think it's the coolest place ever, then I go back to it the second time, and it's never the same. And I'd like to keep the favorites as a floating thing. I don't know what I thought was my favorite 5 years ago probably isn't my favorite now. So I don't know, but there are some places I'd like to promote just because they're beautiful and I think people would appreciate it. And there's some places I just rather ignore. So I don't know. Maybe I could do something like that. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Gary Snook. Hi, still going to tow your camper? Whoa, I'm losing you here. Camper all over the place with the price of gas these days. The price of gas these days. Isn't it totally insane? Yeah, locally, I think a few days ago it was $2.16 a liter. I know on the U.S., like in Maine, I think it was last getting close to $5 a gallon. That's insane. It is. It does totally reduce the amount of travel. It just makes, because when I'm traveling, one of my biggest expenses is gas. I mean, if you find free camping, then what is your expense? It's going to be food and it's going to be gas, and you can't eliminate food. And so yeah, I it is shocking. I wasn't expecting it, and of course, the higher the gas prices are, the more expensive goods are to ship, and the grocery store. It goes on and on. Wait it out. It's not always going to be like this. So yeah, I would make short-term plans right now. It's like some people would really like to travel. I mean, they've been itching to get on an airplane just to get out. And the passports there's a lineup to get your passport renewed, and then there's the airports are all busy. You know what? Chill, do some local things, and gradually build up. I think as soon as midway through the summer, I think things will be a lot better. Okay, how fast do you tow your trailer on the freeway? Good question. Because I know people are going to say, well, because of the trailer tires and all that, you're supposed to go only like 60 miles an hour. And we're talking US. I'm assuming it was an American question. I go just under the speed limit. And so I avoid those interstates that are 75. I don't know, there's some 80 miles an hour, but I know there's some interstates that are 75. Just avoid them. But I do not want to be the one that's holding up all the big trucks and the traffic, and people are having to sway around to get around to me. That just doesn't make me comfortable, and doesn't make the other drivers comfortable. So no, I do not go 40, 50, 60 miles an hour in a 70. I would go 65, maybe 70. It's just, you have to drive safe. And my definition of safe is not being, an obstruction for other people as well. Go with the flow, but don't go crazy. Can you trim your trees so you can see the water from your deck? That was Diana Pagan. And yes, I did have to get permission from the municipality. I cannot, like this particular area, they want to keep as many trees as possible. And because it's ocean view, it's ocean waterfront, they don't want it to look derelict, disgusting, old car parts all around it. Nobody does. And I mean, this is a beautiful piece of land. I totally understand they want it to remain beautiful and natural. I can cut down some trees, but 75% of the lot has to be natural vegetation and trees. So I still, because it's such a small cabin, I do have room, and they are okay with me thinning out the trees. It's not the number of trees, it's the concentration. If you can see down at the bottom here, maybe I can point. You see right here, all these little trees down here. These are tiny little new trees. They're, I'd say, about 5-10 years old, and they're so congested, it's not good for their health. So yes, I will be trimming up some of the trees. It's still going to look natural, but I will have a better view. 519 a gallon yesterday. Oh, they're sliding back. Hold, I gotta put my foot on my finger on the mouse and slide back up, because the comments just keep coming. Okay, yeah, I was seeing comments about 455 something somewhere else gas. Yeah, but what are you going to do? Okay, when do you plan on retiring to the cabin? Okay, so that's Nancy Skaja. Hopefully I said that right. Hi, Nancy. I am not living in this cabin. This is sort of my little retreat. And well, I can't live in it now. It's got nothing. It doesn't have a bed. It doesn't have electricity. It has no plumbing. It does not have an outhouse. It does not have a toilet. I want to pee. I pee by a tree. Hopefully it's good for the tree. But I don't know what my plans are for this. I love the challenge. I think I'm adding value to this property by fixing up this cabin. But my long-term plans, I'm not sure. I do want to use it in the wintertime as well as in the summer. But we're just going to have to see how far I get. I have so much work to do. And it's just, I really get, frustrated as I just can't do things as fast as I'd like to do anymore. And there's so much to do, but I'm plowing through it. I'll get somewhere. Okay, let's see. How did you find your cabin? Now that's a reasonable. How did I find this cabin? Online. I was looking through real estate and I saw it. I liked it. And so, yeah, I did buy it sight unseen. Well, I like they showed me some pictures on a phone and stuff like that, like the real estate listings. But I had never been out here. As a matter of fact, I had never been to New Brunswick. The last time I was in New Brunswick, I think, was in 1978, and I was hitchhiking through. I don't know if I was actually in this area. I can't remember. Yeah, remember those days when you used to hitchhike and survived to tell about it? I really do not want. I don't want to get on a rant here, but hitchhiking is done. It is a very, very scary world out there now, and it's a scary world out there back then. So, yeah, my hitchhiking days are over. Okay, question. Oh, it disappeared on me. Let me just find, there's a big question there. Where is it? Okay, well, here's another one from Douglas Bollinger. How will the cabin work? How will the bathroom work in the cabin? Holding tank or compost toilet and the source of water? Good question. I would like to experiment. I'm trying to avoid, well, I got to have this done at this date, so I'm going to do it whatever way I can do it. There is a well in the area that's not on this property that I could access. I'd have to make an arrangement, an agreement, rather than putting my own well in. That would probably be the best bet. So that would give me a source of water. When that would happen, I don't know. And in the meantime, I mean, yeah, I would like to build a compostable toilet. I haven't got that far into it, but I'd like the concept. I'd like to experiment with ways of being off the grid, even though I don't really consider this off the grid in that perfect sense, because it's rural, but I'm not like a million miles in the wilderness. There's other people in this community, and I can have, just calling up the right people. I can have electricity and plumbing and all that. Although there is no sewer line here, there are electrical wires. You might have seen them on the way in when I showed the video of the Jeep coming in from the street. So the question is, what kind of toilet would I have? I would like to start with a composting toilet, see if it works, and if it does, I'd keep that way. Otherwise, I'd have to do some plumbing and make a proper septic tank. I'm just not there yet. So I am right now open to ideas, and I'm just taking it a bit at a time because it's like I'm not in a rush. I know it's like people are, hopefully not too many people are sort of thinking, well, next video it's all going to be done. I would say 2 years from now, it's probably not going to be done, but I'm hoping I can make enough progress to at least make it interesting in the meantime. Okay, let's see. Question. Do you follow Canadian singer? Oh, this is Robert Rossonelli. Sorry, Cor Blund. I love Cor Blund. Yeah, I haven't really been following much music lately, but yes, I am familiar with Core Blunt. I love his music. Have I ever seen him? I can't remember, honestly. Like I did go to concerts in Alberta and all that. He's been around for, I think, at least 20 years or so. Very talented. Definitely recommend his music. Are you going solar from the cabin? Asks Anami Esakai. Sorry, I'm doing my best. I'm not good at pronunciation. Am I going solar? Yes. Am I going to 100% rely on solar? Doubtful. It's like, why would I? Like, I do want to save costs and electricity. However, a solar setup, when you have enough panels to run, like AC as opposed to DC, is a relatively high expense. Good quality roof panels and lithium batteries, and you'd have to have a bank, not just one. I would probably do the way I've done with the trailer at the beginning. I do have a couple of flexible solar panels, which were left over from my older trailer, by the way. And I still have them. I have a spare battery. I can hook up and run some lights. I just couldn't run anything really powerful. I can run my laptop and stuff, but solar is in the future. However, as to what percentage will be totally solar and what will be off or like on the grid, I don't know. Right now, I don't have either of them. Like right now, I am using my Jackery. I don't know if I can show you that. Maybe I can just get over here. Way over, there's the stove there. You see my Jackery right there? It's just in front of my light. But that's what I'm running on right now. So I charged that in advance, and it's keeping my computer down. It's right now it's at 96%. So when it gets down to 20%, I'm out of here. But I think the video is going to end before the battery goes dead. But everything, my phone, the light, I do have a light in here because it's so bright outside, is running on the Jackery right now. Okay, let me see. Hello from Virginia, from Purple Pixie. Hello, Purple Pixie. Would you ever consider playing for us before you? Oh, do you play guitar when you? I play guitar terribly. My subscription rate would go from, what am I at now? Like 145,000 to 3 if I started playing a guitar. I am terrible. I don't practice and I'm left-handed. Not that that's an excuse or anything like that. Jimi Hendrix and Paul McCartney were also left-handed, but I'm not a Jimi Hendrix and I'm not a Paul McCartney. Okay, let's see. Where are you living where you fix up the cabin? I have other accommodations. I don't want to get into that, but yeah, no, I am not living here. I would like to spend some time here, and that's my ultimate goal. But right now, I have accommodation elsewhere. Let's see. Do you get hummingbirds there? Yes. And can you see my feeder? Okay, that's not a light right there. That's the hummingbird feeder. It was in the tree, and I put it over there just before this video because I wanted to see if any hummingbirds would go in it. So watch out in the background while I'm doing this. You might see a hummingbird go in and out there. Okay. How long have you been a vegetarian? Why are you inspired to do so? I think I answered that in the last video. I have been a vegetarian since 1970 something, which is a long time ago. Okay, let me see. Okay, oh boy, there's lots of questions. Oh, there's a question. Where did it go? I am really bad in trying to get around this computer. Okay, hello from, UWU. Sorry. Hello from Texas. Question. What did you think of Southern culture and hospitality while you were down here in the South? Did you eat some good Southern food? Okay, I absolutely love Southern hospitality. And I think I mentioned it before, or at least somebody asked, about what was my favorite state in the South and the Southeast. I would say the friendliest people that I met this trip, and I have been in the South quite often, were the people of Georgia. I just found the people were very, very friendly. They would just open up and talk a mile and just really make you feel comfortable. I just love that. And I'm talking about rural areas like, where was I, in Waycross, Georgia, and places like that. I wasn't in big cities, so I think all big cities are a little bit more aggressive, but the friendly people in the country are just wonderful. Hello from West Virginia. Love West Virginia. This is RGS. What's the wildlife like around the cabin? Okay, today there were 6 deer around the cabin. I don't see any deer right now. I'm looking out the window, but they typically are here every day. There were a dozen wild turkeys that would be coming. I haven't seen the wild turkeys lately. I don't know where they are. There's a pileated woodpecker that calls itself home in the area. There's one osprey. There's one bald eagle that nests up in those trees, or doesn't nest. He goes up in the trees up there. I have a seal that comes in here often. Um, there's an osprey that dropped a flounder out of the sky at me. I have a picture of a flounder. I don't know if it was a gift or he's trying to like get out of here. He's plummeting with fish or something. Uh, there is a lot. There's a resident groundhog here. So many animals. I love it on such a small plot of land. That is absolutely fantastic. Okay, what are the property taxes like the cabin is at? Well, you know what? I'm not getting into that. So thanks for asking. They're they're low, I think, reasonably, but who knows? Things get kind of crazy here. Um, let's see. Whoops. Have you Okay, will you ever do drone scenes? I've mentioned that in the past. No, I don't do drones. I find them intrusive, and because I'm hoping at least this isn't just about me. I like to have people enjoy wildlife. I try to take as much wildlife. And I see the hummingbird over there. So he's not over there. Anyway, when you have a drone, you will not see wildlife. It's and No, it's all about the wildlife, not about pictures of me saying hello there or driving down a road. That's pretty stale as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, it's great for panoramics, but I'm not sitting there twiddling buttons. I want to enjoy the moment, not play with controls. Sorry, that's just me. I know there are some people that do wonderful things with drones, but it's not going to be me. Okay. Susie Sue Wilson, thrilled you're back on my postings, all from the UK. And all from the UK. Well, hello, UK. I don't know what time it is in UK. Must be pretty late, I would expect. Okay. Any plans for a Texas trip to see the eclipse in 2014? This is Birdfish. Hi, Birdfish. Um, that's a good question. I do want to see the 2014 eclipse, and sorry, not 2014. That's got to be wrong. That's 2024 is the eclipse, right? But yes, apparently it's going right by this area in New Brunswick, just a little. But the problem is it's April, and I would not trust the weather in April in New Brunswick to see an eclipse. Some may brave it, but I would rather see it south. Texas, yes, that could be a possibility. So could Mexico. What else? The Midwest is, I think, on the path. I am looking. It's something I do want to go. I'd probably go to the U.S., perhaps Maine, but I would probably expect in April it would be better to go Midwest. So Texas, it's a possibility. Number one bucket list destination to visit by JJY. Your dream trip. Hey, every time's a dream trip. It's like, well, I don't go and say, well, how can I top this? I just go and say, well, what's out there? Yeah, and it doesn't have to be. There's nothing wrong with finding little subtle places. It doesn't have to be extreme. Like, yeah, I'd love to go to Europe or Paris or Africa, but I'm okay just going to a little brook 60 miles away and just going for a hike. Doesn't matter to me. It's all beautiful. Okay. Have I been to the UK? No, I haven't. Sorry, the comment went, and I don't know who said it, but no, I have not been to the UK. Okay, are you going to stain the deck? Says Scott R. Preserve the deck. Yes. Stain it. I don't know. Okay, so am I going to preserve? I think is your question. Do I want it a different color? I like the color it is, but I do want to protect the deck. Some of the wood is still wet. Well, I know the wood is really wet right now. As a matter of fact, when I was drilling down, there'd be like a puddle inside the wood as I screwed it into place. So a lot of it is absolutely soaking wet. And I know in that last video on the deck, a lot of people commented, did I allow for a 1/8 inch gap? And no, I did not, because it's going to shrink. It's inevitable. It's going to shrink. I should do a before picture right now, like from below, to show you there are little tiny cracks, but I bet you any money. Okay, I shouldn't say that because I'll have to qualify it. I do expect there will be a 1/4 inch gap in in a few months' time, and I will film that just to keep my word, I guess. Okay. What? Whoops. What type of siding will you use in the cabin? Who said that? Mr. Jack. Well, it will not be vinyl siding. I think we can sort of guarantee that. Around here, a lot of the places, like there's summer places and there's all around places around here. Cedar Shingles is certainly the preferred covering on the outside. I do admire cedar shingles. I have cedar trees here. I'm not cutting them down for shingles, but it does, blend itself in with the environment. I sort of was, what would be the right, what would be the most ecologically sound thing to do? Like, what can I recycle to put on the sides? I thought, well, what if it just crushed all my beer cans and stapled them to the side? It would probably be the ugliest cabin, but yeah, I'd save some recycling costs, I guess. But I don't know. I'd like shingles, but I haven't really looked into it. They're expensive right now. But we'll just have to wait and see, I guess. Let's see. Okay, Shawan Gunk. Am I saying that right? I got to stop this before. Okay, where did it go? They keep coming. Sorry. Okay, he said, what was your weirdest experience out on the road or at camp? I don't know if there is any weird experience that I would want. If I haven't already done a video on it, then chances are it's never going to make it. But I have been really, really fortunate that no real scary experiences have happened when I've traveled in my trailer. Years ago, I did world travel the hard way. And there were lots of strange experiences, which we probably won't get to. But I'm, and I don't, it's like, I can probably attract a lot of videos of telling all these really phenomenal, scary stories, but I'd rather just turn people on to nature and leave it at that. Have I ever camped in Illinois? No. I have been to Illinois. I've been to Chicago. I love Chicago. have I passed through? I think I've passed through Illinois. Um, I know when I was near, let's see, where was I? I did do, like, I don't know if people noticed, I did do a live video in front of a group, which was is the name of that, what was that movie? Meet Me in St. Louis. Yeah, it was outside of St. Louis, but it was on, now is that Illinois on the other side? I got to remember, it wasn't in Missouri. But if that counts, then maybe I did. I'll have to look on the map. There are some places in the States I haven't been to. There's a lot of them. But Illinois, I can't say I've spent a lot of time in there. What is your favorite animal? Do I have to have a favorite animal? I mean, the hummingbirds are kind of cool, but I don't know. I like most animals, at least the wild ones. Have I ever been to Spokane, Washington? Yes, but I don't think I've camped there. Okay, have you seen any mountain lions, bears? Bears, tons of bears, absolutely. Mountain lions, no, they're rare. And they really don't want to be around humans. Okay. Let's just see. I'm gonna scroll back up here and just see if there was any. Okay, here's Janice Betts. Would you be willing to hire help to get some bigger jobs done? Would I be willing to hire to get some big jobs done? Well, absolutely, yes. Let me see. What are the big jobs that need to be done? Electrical. I'm not going to be putting an electrical panel in myself. There actually is an old electrical panel there. Electrical, I can wire up an outlet, but to do a whole house, I'd rather not. So I will probably be hiring somebody at least for electrical, and if I have to connect to somebody else as well, again, I'm not going to do it myself. That would not be good. I don't think anybody let me do that either. So yeah, there will be some hired help. Okay. Hello from Nebraska. Hello, Nebraska escape artist. Are there any bears in your area? Theoretically, I have never ever seen a bear in New Brunswick yet. I know they're out there. I've seen a couple of moose. I've seen a moose. There has not been a moose on this property, but there has been a moose, I'd say about 20 kilometers away. I was driving around and he was going to come up in front of me. So they're moose, but I have not seen any bears. Raccoons, I forgot. Yeah, the other animals that are out here are raccoons, of course. Okay, can you put a little boat dock on this property? No, because it's when the tide's low, it's a mud flat. Do you get hummingbirds here? Yes, and that's the feeder, one of the feeders in the background. I actually have two, and there is a hummingbird sitting on the tree, but I guess he's camera shy. He doesn't want to go over to this one. Okay, I'll just go back to the bottom here. Sorry, I'm not as organized as I usually am. Question. Okay, stop. Okay, Paul. Hello, Paul. Question. Are you planning to spend every winter in the South? We're in Ontario and just bought a property in Georgia. Well, lucky you. That would be a wonderful place to spend the winter. Am I planning on going south every winter? Well, no. The year before when my border was closed, obviously I couldn't go south. That was 2 summers I couldn't go south. I went north instead. I would say no, I'm not always going to go south, but I probably am not going to go far north either. It all depends on, like, I don't really plan that far in advance. When winter comes, I would certainly like to do some winter videos in this cabin. But I really don't think I'm going to be spending 6 months of winter in this cabin. Let's put it that way. What Sebri Belong, what are your tips for a fixer up cabin? I have none. I'm winging it. I have no experience of fixing up a cabin. I just thought, hey, this would be a great idea. This would be a perfect way to learn. And it certainly is a learning experience. I really don't have any. I guess I have more experience about trailers, but as cabins go, this is my first, and so far, I think it's going well. But I'm just dying to get to that halfway mark, and you really see it progressing. Okay, let's see. Oh, there's a question. Oh, Karen O'Malley. Hello, Karen. Oh, I lost you. Where did you go? Karen, you're here somewhere. Oh dear. Oh, there you are. Does your water frontage get the drastic tidal fluctuations like the Bay of Fundy compared to other places on the continent in the world? Yes. The only places that get such a fluctuation like this is, I think, Alaska and parts of China. Everywhere else, they get nowhere near the amount of tide they get here. It's a totally fascinating thing to watch. You can tell the time by looking out the window, and the tide. What is it? It goes from high to low in 6 hours. If there's a full moon, it comes up higher. It's really fascinating to watch, and I think this is one of the attractions of this particular area. Is it's so unique. I mean, yeah, you can live like lakeside, for example. Well, there's no tides in a lake, or if there is, it's very insignificant. Here, it just keeps changing. It's just fascinating to sit out. That's why, I mean, if you live here, you got to have a deck, and you got to look out there and watch it. It's just absolutely fascinating, and the diversity of the wildlife. It just blows you away. Are you going to try a wind turbine on the cabin? No. I think that's a definite no. Even in the times here, wind it fluctuates so much. If you're looking out there, I don't know if you can see, there's really a tiny little bit of wind right now, but what you don't want for a wind turbine is extremes, like no wind for days, and all of a sudden it's like a mild gale force wind. You can't rely on that. No, this would not be a good place for a wind turbine. I don't think I'd ever recoup the expense. Solar, once I get a little bit more space, there's a little bit of blue sky out there that I think I can get some panels, some solar panels, but wind turbine, it's not the right place. Ice Pike, are you familiar with impact drivers for driving in screws? Yeah. Do I have one? No. Next question. Thank you for your company from Palm Springs. M. Lucero, well, thank you for your company. Okay. You need to add donation links to your chat. No. And I said right at the beginning, perhaps you missed it, this is not a fundraiser. I'm not out there looking for money for this place. This is my own project. When I release a video, I rely on the advertising. What I generate from the advertising, that's what would help a little bit. Just like, hey, watch the ads. But no, I don't. I don't accept donations for the cabin. When I'm traveling, I do accept donations for gas and beer money, of course. But the cabin, no. This is my little baby. Win or lose, I'm the one responsible for financing it. How about a tidal turbine? Yeah, okay, good one. I'm sure you're not serious, because those are major and they're intrusive to other people who use this area. Any plans to go to Newfoundland from Louisa G at some point? Yes. Do I have solid plans? No, but I certainly want to go to Newfoundland, PEI, Nova Scotia, and more New Brunswick, and Quebec, and Maine, and Ontario, Labrador. Hey, I'll go wherever I can. I can bring my trailer, and gas is a little cheaper. Why didn't you space your decking boards, Jennifer? You didn't read the pinned comment. Shame on you. Okay. What? Oh, now here's a picture. What is your, or what? Here's a comment. What is your favorite beer? Cold. Okay. Are you kayaking? Not right now. I'd be sort of going like this, I guess. I do want a kayak. What I just did started today is installing a kayak rack on my Jeep. So I will be getting my kayak. When I get my trailer out, there should be a kayak on my roof. So the next camp out, hopefully, fingers crossed, I can do a little kayak adventure as well. Okay. The diesel heater will work well in your cabin, except I still have it, but nah. I don't like that diesel heater. It's a I think he's referring to that what do you call it? Cabin heater or something like that. Yeah, whatever. Are you still going to install a pool in your cabin? Sorry. Oh, no. Carrie Studios, are you going to install a pool in your cabin? A pool in my cabin? I don't think that's in my plans. Have you been to Banff, Alberta? Oh, hell yes. I spent, at least how many decades? I spent decades, and hours away from Banff, Alberta. I know Banff well. Am I going to go there anytime soon? Probably not. That's many, many miles away from me right now. John Simmons is going to watch my ads. Well, thank you, John. I appreciate that. I don't even know what, I'm hopefully there's no offensive ads. If you ever find an offensive ad, let me know. There's supposed to be filters for that. I think I know some people say who was it? I think Rick at Going Nowhere's Past said that when he views my ads, it kept showing him adult diapers or something. Hey, I have no control over that. Okay, can this Fulong RNG? Okay, can this cabin have a little garden or greenhouse? Yes. I saved the windows from the part I took down. I think it's going to be too late in the year for me to pursue it right now. I mean, if you have a greenhouse, you'd be growing stuff in it right now. By the time I got done, probably the snow would be falling. So maybe next year. When do you expect the cabin to be habitable? That is by Ed Avery. That's a really good question. I wish I knew the answer to that. I would hope by the end of the summer, I can have a bed and a mattress in here, and that what insulation I need is in here, and it's clean enough. So who knows? There's nothing stopping me from staying in here. Like right now, today was rather cool, and that's why I'm wearing this. But like in here, it's actually quite pleasant right now. It'll get a little cooler at night. When it gets a little hot, I'd like to have some ventilation. So there are some things I've got to work on, or I can just camp out on the deck. That's one way of doing it. Have you met any nice neighbors around your cabin? Nancy Skaha, did I say that right? Or Skaja? Hi, Nancy. Yes, there are some wonderful people around here, and that's the New Brunswick spirit for you. That everybody literally is friendly out here, and they love helping you out. I had the neighbor that had helped me cut down a tree, which was going to fall on my cabin. So very friendly people out here. Absolutely. Do you have aged cheesehead? Okay. Do you have any rodent problems in the cabin? Not right now. There's nothing for them in here. There's no food. There are some, like I noticed, there's some holes when I started opening up there. There are some tiny little holes. Probably my concern right now is wasps, not rodents. But in cleaning up, I did find the odd little rodent dropping, especially up in the rafters. So there have been rodents in here. There was a squirrel nesting in here. I did, again, all the evidence was there, but I think I sealed up most of those holes. Steve-O Berra, if you ever find yourself in Northeast Pennsylvania, feel free to pop up to camp on my property. Well, thanks for the invite. I rarely do that, by the way, because I like to be able to do what my viewers can. I don't want any special privileges. Like if I camp on a spot, it should be a place that others can camp on. But every once in a while, it's nice to have people that are willing to say, hey, come on out and you can camp on my property and have a beer. If you say the beer, you're more likely for me to accept. But thanks for the invite. What animals are local to the cabin? It's already been, I did discuss that. Are you in a francophone area of New Brunswick? The north part of New Brunswick is very francophone, and the south is more English. And this is kind of a mix. So I can go back and forth either way. Unfortunately, I did learn French in school, but because I didn't practice it, and I only knew the bad words anyway, so it doesn't really come in handy when you're wanting to buy a coffee or a meal or something. Do you plan on getting a boat or a canoe? I have a kayak, and that's the best I'm going to do, I think. Okay, any latent odors? Okay, that was send for help. Any latent odors in the cabin? When I first got into the cabin, it smelled awful because the part that was out here that's now the deck had rotted. And so, yes, it stunk, and there was mold and there was rot and there was yuckiness. That is eliminated. There is still a mild fragrance in here. It's not as bad as it was before. Today was a humid day. I think on humid days, it has a little bit more of a slight odor, but I'm working on, as I put up new walls and start cleaning up, I think I'm going to eliminate it, if not, reduce it till it's hardly noticeable. But it's not bad. It does not smell like old abandoned shed, with, somebody had done something in it, you know what I mean? Anyway, very cool to join on the live feed. Well, thank you for coming in, Kim Nesvig. I'm enjoying the cabin rebuild. Okay. No Neck. Great name. Will there ever be a full-length Slim Potato Head movie? Who will play Slim? Well, let's see. I don't know. I'm not going to be doing any full-length videos. Just take about 4 of my videos and put them together, and you got a movie, I guess. Hello from Edmonton. Hello, Edmonton. That's Brian L. Spillner. What's your favorite audiobook? You know what? I've tried audiobooks when I was doing winter camping with on a backpack and in the mountains. I did try audiobooks because I'm in a mummy sleeping bag. I can't even read a book, and there's no light anyway. I just have my little thing and warm up next to my body and have some headphones. It kind of worked, but I'm a paper book reader. I prefer paper books. There's a couple of books. Well, one book I just bought, but there's one book I want to review. It's going to come up in a video, hopefully shortly, which I think a lot of people would appreciate. But audiobooks, I don't have any. Okay, chapter next, we're building a mini greenhouse in the back of the camper. Well, that sounds like a phenomenal project. Okay, let me go down to the bottom here and see what's coming in. Are you an artist? No. I don't know. I try to be artistic, but I wouldn't say I'm an artist. Oh, it's starting to get bright. Okay, it's getting dark out there. That's why now, hey, now probably you can see a little bit more of the cabin, right? Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, Don Perkins asks, do you find much free camping in your area? No, I do not find much free camping in my area. I'm still trying to find it. Um, Anybody that's from Canada knows that, with the exception of some places in BC and in northern Alberta, there is not a lot of free camping in Canada, because most of the roads are just right close to the states. I think statistically, I think 91, was it something like 91% of all of Canada is public land, but like 99% is inaccessible because there's no roads there. So it's like, yeah, there's tons of places you can camp for free. You just can't get to them. Okay, let's see. Have you seen any whales in the ocean? No. I am actually planning on going to an area, hopefully, where I can see a few whales, um, in the next little while. Very hard to photograph whales, believe me. So I don't know how. Oh, and so here's another problem. The things that broke on my last trip, one of them was my camcorder. So I'm shy. My favorite camera, the one that I can just grab and start shooting right away and not fiddle with controls. It's being repaired, but it's being taken a long time. So because of that, I don't have the right equipment. Then I'd just be wasted. If I can't photograph it, then that would just be frustrating. So when I get my camera, all my equipment going again, then I can go to areas that are more natural, more animal wildlife that I can photograph. But I'm not going to do too much right now. Greetings from Salt Lake City from Ed Livingston. You seem okay, Steve Barra. You seem very zen-like. Oh, and then he disappeared on me. Okay, what is your opinion as to finding peace in life? Learn to relax. I'm still trying to learn that. I can be a very hyper person, but when I'm out in the wilderness, it's like a school. And yes, I can concentrate and I can relax and I can just breathe it in and observe. Some people need to just be, in the back seat sometimes to relax. You don't have to be up front all the time. Just sit back and enjoy it. Okay. Albert Rose. Okay. Albert Rose says, "Hi Slim, I'm guessing most of your followers know how you got your name. Some of us don't. How did you get your name?" I keep thinking somebody is expecting I'm going to have this phenomenal story of Slim Potato Head, and at some point I will. I just haven't. haven't figured it out yet. Uh, Hello from Oregon. Safe travels. Thank you, Penny G. I love Oregon, by the way. Roam free. Are you thinking of installing a solar system in your cabin, I believe is what he's trying to say, or do you have utility power? Okay, to already address that. Jim Elliott, I'd like to make it to Nova Scotia this summer. The Blue Nose 2 is going to be going public harbor cruises, $85 for 2 hours. I hope to book it when I visit family. Sounds like a great idea. That's the Blue Nose. Is it the 2 or the 1? Is on the Canadian dime. I think that's probably the 1. D77, your channel is great. Thank you. The video is great and entertaining. Keep up the good work and best wishes. Well, thank you very much. I do this. I do this for you guys, and I do it for myself. What I get out of it is knowing that people are actually curious as to what I do. That baffles me for one thing, but I do try to share ideas, whether they're good or not, whether things work as planned or don't. I still like to share things. Um, and it's not just about, I'm doing a selfie. Like what you may notice, and you may notice right now, is I'm looking at the camera. There's the camera. Okay. I'm looking right at the camera. I am not looking at myself here. I'm looking at myself on the monitor. Here I am, because I'm trying to talk to you. If you're looking at the monitor, you're talking to yourself. I want to talk to you, and I hope I portray that in my videos, that I really am talking to you. Okay, Lee Ann Deering. Oh, she's disappearing on me. Lee Ann Deering Silva. Do you have building code inspections out the wazoo like here in the States? Let me qualify that. This is rural property. And so rural restrictions are not the same as in the city. I mean, that's kind of, that's to be expected. There are codes and there are restrictions. One thing about rural property, especially if it's grandfathered and if it's small, I think the limit, if it's under 600 square feet, it's in a different category. If it was massive and all that, you're going to have a lot more coding restrictions. But one of the attractions to living in rural area is it's not as strict. If I had to build that deck as exactly by code, I would do it if I had to, but I don't. I do want to make it safe. I want to make this house safe. But there are restrictions here, and I want to follow them as closely as I can. However, I'm hoping there's room for some creativity being in a rural area and not in the city. What's the weather like here? Cloudy. Ooh, here's a good one. Sabri Belong. What's the kindest compliment someone has ever said to you camping, repairs, etc.? The kindest compliment anybody can ever give me is that I have inspired them. That is the biggest compliment to me, that to know that I've made a difference in a positive way to their day, or their path forward. Like, I'm not some kind of a philosophical guru that's got all the answers. I don't. I'm just some guy that has a trailer and now has a beat up old cabin, and I like to share my experience. I like to see the positive side of life, and I hope I get that. People, do I get ticked off every once in a while? Absolutely. But I want to be a happy person. I want people to be a happy person. So you want to compliment me, say thanks, that, hey, your video made my day. I love that stuff. Here's a good one. Hopefully he's not going to disappear on me. Stephen Andrews, real estate videography. Okay, so he's got his own little thing going. How do you manage not to be overwhelmed by the size of this project? I'm pacing myself. I do have days where I look and say, oh, I'm not going to get anything. There's too many things to do. Where do I start? I have no time frame. I could walk away from this at any point. It's still my property, and when I'm ready, I can go back to it. I'm not committed to anything. I try to keep those commitments to a minimum. So if something else comes up, like I do have to have some kind of idea what I'm doing, but there is no timeline. And I think that's the main thing. There are things I would like to do this summer before I travel extensively again. But if I don't get to them, oh, well, I guess we'll take it up next year, kind of thing. I don't know. Can I say that word? Okay. It's awesome to see you're building the cabin. Your videos are the best. Your friend Cat Piss from North Bay. Interesting name. Okay. Let's see. What's your favorite time of day and why? Wow. My favorite time of day, I'd like my favorite time of day to when I get up in the morning and it's a beautiful day, because that means the rest of my day is hopefully going to be that way. Afternoons are I think are the most difficult. I tend to, whatever I'm doing, I kind of tire out and get cranky by mid-afternoon. And then I sort of after, like now, I get a little bit more relaxed. Um, Sunrises and sunsets are beautiful. One starts off your day, the other finishes it. And if it's a beautiful night, then you sleep better. So yeah, I would say sunrise, sunset, they're all beautiful. Where do you get your haircut? Was it that bad? I just got a haircut about 2 days ago. But yeah, I'm not going to give them a plug. uh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, now here's a really important question from KevMo919. Star Trek original series or Next Generation Slim? I like them both. I grew up with the original series, saw every episode. I even had the little model and all that one. And but Next Generation, I think, had better stories. So I like them both. Okay, no super chat function, correct. And no, what do you call them? Badges or something? It's like, nah, I'm not going to do that stuff. Hello from Southern Utah. This is Life is Lemons. What happened? Okay, sorry. Yeah, okay. What happened to the A-liner? Talked about that last live video, so you'll have to check that out. What's tonight's beer? That's a good question. I have some. Uh, there's a crisis in Canada right now. Um, there's what I don't know what we call it. We call it a sin tax. They taxed the heck out of beer recently, and so it's unbelievable. It's like $25 for a 6-pack, if you can believe that. I still have some Vermont beer, which I purchased just before I got over the border, which was a totally reasonable price of about, I think, $7 or $8. So I'm thinking I might have to, if I can't get a decent beer around here that's not $5 for a bottle from the store, then I might be heading south again. Frederick Bonneau, how old are you? Need to know if I can have the same energy. Yes, you can. Next question. Howdy from the Okefenokee Swamp. Yes, I loved it down there. This is, where did he go? My Wits End. We're enjoying the chat. Enjoying watching the hummingbirds outside your window. Was there some? Oh, there was. I just saw one. Did you see that? Okay, let me just change this again. I'll get out of the way so you can. Here, let me get back. How's that? Whoa, that light. Let me see. I guess I can't change it. It's getting dark out here now. I don't know how to change the settings, so I'm starting to get washed out a little bit. I'll try going back a little bit. Sorry about that. Okay, so $25 a beer, yes. Okay, how many trees you're planning to remove? Not many. Okay. Do you have a P.O. box? We'll send you some beer. I do not have a P.O. box. Sorry about that. I've got a case of Mick Light for 17. Yikes. I'm not a fan of light beer. I'll have you know if you don't know that. Okay. Any serious questions here? Okay, here's one. Juliet Schuer, what is your background? It's mostly chipboard. There's some spruce, I believe, and some fir, and some MDF paneling, I think. Hopefully that answers your question. Where is your beer? It's like I wish I had one now. I don't know how can I make this a little. Let's see if I can make this a little less intense. Sorry, I'm being blinded by the light. Blinded by the light. How's that doing? That's better. There. Thank you. Okay, your videos make my day Every to me. Oh, every time I see Slim pop up. Well, thank you. That was Dottie. Thank you, Dottie. Let's see. Paul asks, do you have black flies in your area? Oh, yes. I have been bitten by black flies a few times in the last few days, especially when I was out on the deck. They seem to come about now. They're usually not out during the day, but just as the sun comes out, oh, I think I saw a hummingbird there. Just as the sun comes out, the black flies do come out for a little time, but they're not bothering me in the cabin, which means that it's reasonably sealed, which is good. Okay, let's see. Um, Vicky Leonard. Hello, Vicky. Hi, Slim. We love your channel, and we especially love when you do the nature videos. Well, thank you. I love doing nature videos more than anything else. When did you get started in photography, and how did you learn? Okay, so in a past life, I did have some photography experience, and I actually started off in school in in a technical college for photography, but like an idiot, this was in the 70s, and I wasn't really together much in the 70s. I dropped out after 3 months, which was a shame. But no, I did do some professional photography in an earlier life, but nothing like what I do here. Is your fridge full of beer? Oh, I'll have to check. I don't think so. Okay. Okay, so Bill Pings, Slim, you inspired me to do mods to my A-frame. Good to hear. And make it my home away from home. Exactly, that's wonderful. You added a shower, 12-volt fridge, and reconfigured the sleeping and sitting area. Thank you, sir. Thank you for saying thank you. Thank you. I'm glad I could help you. I'm glad you're getting out with your A-frame. A-frames are wonderful little things. They're easy to get around with. Let's see. Okay, Slim. RDS Spike says, so Slim, many YouTubers go by their God-given name. Is it a privacy issue? I think you're asking me if I go by my God-given name. And yes, it is a privacy issue. Keep in mind that, on a serious note, a lot of vloggers face bullying. They get targeted by various scams, people trying to steal their identity and all this other nasty stuff. And just putting all that, giving them, something to get at you, it just doesn't make any sense. I'm comfortable being Slim Potato Head online and being my regular name when I'm not. Um, I don't have an issue with it, but no, I don't see any reason to give out personal information. It's no benefit to me. Okay, I'm starting to lose my voice. How long have I been on? Oh boy, I've been on a long time. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna cut this short. Still got power, but I think I'm being kind of boring. So let me just see what is there any. Okay, have you thought about writing a book about your travels? This is by Kay Gar. I'm a terrible book writer. I'm pretty sure I'm a pretty bad book writer. Yeah, everybody has wonderful, a lot of people have travel experiences, not just, recent years, but I've traveled for the last, I don't know, 40 odd years. Lots of stories, but yeah, I probably am not going to do that anytime soon. Okay. Anything. Okay, what music do you listen to on your travels? Robert Rossinelli. When I'm driving, I don't listen to music, period. I concentrate on driving. I just, sometimes I drive 8-10 hours a day. I don't want to be distracted. I sometimes bring, tunes digital. I don't know if you remember, but There was one video, or maybe one or two, which I brought out an old gramophone and I was playing it with a cactus needle. I love stuff like that. Um, I love so much music. One thing I don't know if I've ever shared, but I've had a problem with this ear for about 20 years. I had an accident with it's called a bear banger. It was an explosive device, blew off. Actually, it blew off over here and it knocked out the hearing in this ear. So I can't hear, I can't listen to things in headphones very well. I don't hear stereo, and one side's a mumble and one side's clear. So I don't listen to as much music as I used to, and I usually keep it at low volume. But I love, the classics. I love jazz, the classic rock tunes. Like, okay, I start off quoting Johnny Winter, right? But I love a lot of music, all different types, and no specific era. I like modern music. I just don't hear a lot because I don't listen to the radio or anything these days. Do you miss your A-liner? It's kind of like asking me, do I miss a pair of old running shoes? Well, it was old. I got rid of it, got a new pair of running shoes. Do I miss the old ones? No, I do not miss that particular trailer because it was old and it was beaten up. Do I miss the concept of an A-frame? There are some times when it's an advantage to have that type of trailer versus what I have right now, which is a fiberglass. But I'm quite happy with the fiberglass right now, so I don't see any need to replace it. I don't want to be connected to my trailer. Like I'm hoping, like I know there's like A-liner or A-frame groups, and there's fiberglass groups, and there's hiking groups and all that. I want to be a part of everybody's world. I don't want to be defined just by my trailer. Because yeah, who knows? I might get a deal on something tomorrow and say, hey, well, I want to try this one. Why not? I want to keep the door open. So I'm still going to be me, but my trailer, I'm happy with what I got now. But 2 years ago from now, who knows what I'm going to have? Okay. Oh, we're getting some repeat questions here. Let's just see. Maybe everybody's, I don't see anything new. It might be time to end it. Stephen Shaw, thanks. Thanks, Stephen. Stephen, I did meet Stephen in Ontario when I went through there, and Stephen actually provided some of my soundtrack music. He's an incredible musician. So thanks, Stephen. I appreciate it. Anyway, not much else to say. I guess I'll wrap it up. What's happening in the next little while? I am going to continue working on the cabin. I can take these off now. I love that. There we go. I'm going to continue working on the cabin. I got a long way to go. You look at it. It's a total disaster. I really haven't done much in the cabin. Inside the cabin is obviously saving for a rainy day. It's not raining right now, but I have ideas. I have plans. I don't have a time frame. I hope the next video is going to be a camping video. And it's just a matter of, I've got a few little modifications I have to do on the trailer, a couple of minor fix-ups, and off I go. Oh, by the way, I wanted to mention, there was one thing. I am being powered. The reason I'm able to live stream right now is because I have my phone connected to that high boost booster, which is sitting there right on the wood stove there. This was a big relief because I think some people sort of were wondering that high boost that I bought, which was the cell phone booster. I brought it out with me. I bought it in the States. I think I bought it in North Carolina, and I brought it out with me to Florida and Tennessee and Louisiana, and I was having mixed results with it. But the problem was I kept changing locations, and every location was different. And so I said, well, is it a good deal or not? Now that I have it here and I've got it up an antenna, it's only about as high as the rafters because I didn't have a pole high enough to get it right above the cabin. And I have a phenomenal signal right now. So, the high boost I bought works fantastically. And I did try it this morning. It boosted about 35 decibels of signal. And the upload and download speed was also fantastic. So now I can do this. It's hooray. It means that I can actually do a live feed more often. I'm not going to do it every week. This is only my second in 4 months, but at least I have that advantage. When I'm traveling, I barely have enough signal to even get my emails and get my comments, let alone do a video. So that's good news. Anyway, I think I'm gonna call it quits. I'll just see if there's anything else. I think that's it. Everybody's saying thumbs up. Thank you. Well, thumbs up to everybody. There will be some new videos coming up, and always check and always give me your ideas. Much appreciated. Anyway, sun's going down. I'm going to sit out in the deck and watch the hummingbirds. Anyway, bye for now. Take care. I'm out of here. I'm going to just hit that button. Bye-bye.